What do I look like? I like Dr. Wolf to you. Go sit on his couch and ask him existential questions.
I already did.
Really? You did a moment with Dr. Wolf?
Yeah, I did one on Applejack.
Ah, I've probably seen it. I'm completely ditched out. I'm working on 4 different things at once.
It was one of the earlier ones. It was easy to miss.
All right, he's done a lot. I'm gonna be in one
Yeah.
soon, apparently.
Ooh, yay.
Surprise! You heard it here first, folks. Oh, that was a spoiler. I shouldn't have told you that.
We'll make sure that that's the
shouldn't have
first
said
few
that.
seconds. We'll make sure that that audio clip is the first few seconds of the video.
Hello and welcome to Critic Interviews, my interview show where I invite MLP analysts, reviewers and other such titles, and I ask them questions and they answer them. Co-hosting this interview this time is the amazing Sweetie Bloom.
Heyo!
And our guest this time is, surprisingly, we were able to actually get this done, or get the times properly.
We were
Antony,
kidnapping.
Antony C. Say hi. We don't bite.
Huh? What? Huh? What? Wait, this isn't the YMCA.
Yeah, it's just my
Hello.
channel. It's kind of disappointing, really. I'm like a knockoff Digi Brony.
I think everybody knocks off.
How are you doing today? I mean, this morning or last night or whenever it was that you're calling me from the other side of the planet.
I think all 3 of us are in completely different times of the day.
Wow, it's crazy. It's almost like the future or something.
It's the past for me, the future for you guys.
It's the past. From her Plukesia orbiter or somewhere around Jupiter.
I'm the equilibrium to balance the both of you.
Well, the very most down-to-earth of hosts he is. And we're delighted to have him here. Thank you very much. We're so glad you could join us.
I think that the tables have been turned a bit.
Alright, so let's get into the questions before we just start,
Rambling on about nothing.
Shall we dive straight in, or shall we ease into them like a hot bath? Ooh! Ah, take it easy. That's good.
I don't know if I'll be able to get this up.
No, it's like Bugs Bunny and his tail coming up. Easing into like a what is it, a cannibal stew. He's got people chopping vegetables into his bath.
I don't think you've ever explained this first question, or answered it anywhere. No, not that I've seen anyway. But how did you first start getting into the show or the fandom?
Oh, have I never answered that question?
I don't think so.
I
No.
have.
Not that I've seen.
I think
Well, one
maybe
day
the Tales of Brony, but maybe not. I don't know.
Well, back when I was a little girl, I used to play with My Little Ponies all the time. And no, that's not right. Hang on, I've got it here somewhere. Oh yes. Well, I used to go by a completely different handle that was sort of similar to the one I have now. Back when I was reviewing anime shows, and I got kind of tired of that when the whole pony thing started. Oh wait, no, that's Digibrony. Oh, damn. How did I get into the fandom, you say? I'm sure I've answered this question. I know it because I've done a panel on it.
Must have missed that one.
Golly. Oh, that's right. It's the internet. I'm on the internet. So someone showed me a clip, like a good friend. Actually, no, I know exactly who it flipping was. In one of my cartoons, you can actually see him. He's the zebra guy who plays Juan the zebra in a couple of my cartoons. And he's a good friend of mine on the interwebs, and he sent me a clip of Pinkie. But one day we're just talking about we were probably talking about Jack webcomic because we're both huge fans of this great well, kind of adults only, kind of really super dark, awesome, dark, gritty, grungy stuff that big manly men are into, and we're webcomic. And one day he just sends me this clip of Pinkie Pie. It's this random mashup of Pinkie Pie being random. It's like Pinkie Pie being random, and he's like, look at what the kids are watching these days. And I'm like, oh, what is this? Okay, what is this? Is it a pony? Is it My Little Pony? And I couldn't look away, and I was like, okay, she's being random, but she's also being quite meta, like it's winking at the camera kind of thing. And this can't be My Little Pony. My Little Pony never did that. My Little Pony has cancer. Wait a minute! This is a new series, and it seems to have that, noughties gloss, like the noughties, I mean, whatever, 2000s gloss, All the shows are like the Fairly Odd Parents or SpongeBob. They've got that kind of wry humor about them. So it's like, well, if they're going to redo that to My Little Pony, I could watch that. What is this program? So I think it was, I was the first of the two of us to go and find it on the YouTubes back before Hasbro wouldn't let the YouTubes have full episodes, and they were all there. And it's like, oh, what is this program? It's actually pretty good. And I was telling him, dude, you got to check this out. So I'm guilty of starting it, and amongst my clique of people, that this show's better. It's better. Check it out. It's better. They fixed it. It's the cure to the cancer. They found a cure for internet cancer. It's ponies. and then that's how I conquered India.
And that's how Equestria was made.
It was founded.
Equestria was baked. It's all just a big cake.
Yes.
It was baked?
Yeah.
Baked? Okay. In the flames of dragonfire. No. What an odd thing to say. Is this your very very roundabout way of saying eat me?
Very roundabout indeed.
Hey, humanity, come and eat me. I'm cake. I think this cake theory is a lie.
I was wondering when that would come up.
Someone had to.
Someone had to say it. It had to be.
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's mandatory with people on the internet. Mandatory. This was a triumph. This joke was a triumph. I'm making a note here. Huge success. Feel good about that one. Yes. So, next question.
Next question before we get bogged down in all this kerfuffle and...
Isn't it marvelous bog? It's candy-flavored bog.
It's very brilliant humor.
Oh, yeah.
I bet the people watching this right now are just rolling around laughing on the floor and they don't care what we're saying now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Next question.
Change places!
What is your favourite episode of the show? I'm sure you've answered this before.
Oh gosh. That varies all the time. It flips back and forth, and but I still hold on to It's About Time as one of the most neat, concise, and well scripted episodes. It's chock-a-block full of good writing and good morals. Like, it's got several different moral endings. I reviewed that, and I'm still so proud of that review I did. Because it's a positive review. It's a positive. I do like something. I like something that they did with this show. So I do, and it's like I bring it all together. Oh, because they just served it up for me. It's easy.
Fill it the trumpets. Antony liked an episode. He liked an episode.
He doesn't hate an episode, people. He doesn't hate an episode. Actually, I don't get into nearly as much trouble as poor old like Tommy Oliver and so on. Like lots of people. I know. Digi got into trouble for loving every episode, and then Tommy Oliver gets into he somehow gets into massive trouble for hating or dissing every episode, even though like he likes the new Rainbow Rocks movie. He's done a bunch of positive reviews. He actually seemed to like too many Pinkie Pies. I mean, he's like that's dude, that's hardcore love, man. That's love and tolerating to the extreme. So I know, and I get off kind of light because even though I'm probably much meaner to the show than even he is. But I guess I'm just a silly, gadabout or flippity gibbet, so people don't take me as seriously. So I can get away with saying some really, this episode is broken and I'm leaving.
I can get away with saying whatever I like on my reviews because nobody's going to complain about it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's strange. It's the British thing, I tell you. Salute.
And us Americans are just doomed.
Oh. No, Americans are a happy country. It seems like the happy country. The happy one.
Well, yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Don't talk about politics. It's the land of ponies. You made the ponies and the Star Wars. It's a happy place.
The ponies are made in Canada, but sure.
Oh, yeah.
New Star Wars movies being filmed in England.
It counts.
We can throw money at other countries to make things for us.
So yes. No, It's About Time is probably the best one I've seen so far, and that's what I was going to say. It's also, go and watch it because it's probably the most cohesive, coherent, and seamless time travel story I have ever seen. I mean, it makes more sense than Terminator, seriously, and it borrows from Terminator. It borrows from every time travel story, but it's like it makes more sense than most of them. So it's like, well done. Very big props to the crew that put that together. I don't know what happened. They either really sat down and thought about it, or they fluked it. Either which way, I love it. I love it. And then there's the Ponytones episode. That Ponytone was like Philly Vanilli.
Recently, yeah.
That's probably my favorite of the recent episodes because they actually did.
Same here.
My precious continuity. Yeah, they brought back the poison joke. Yeah. So yeah.
Even though that episode was kind of cheap. Bridal gossip. By the way.
Good music too. Good music.
Singing Big Mac. That's all you need.
That's all you need. Oh, that's the thing. Peter New was the voice of Big Mac, and Grandma, Grand Auntie, Granty. What's her face? Pie. No, Jack.
Golden Delicious.
What's her name? The old one.
Goldie.
No, I don't know.
Which old one?
Golden Oldie.
Golden Oldie. Yes.
It's Goldie Delicious.
Oldie? I don't know. I only saw it a couple of times. Anyway, yeah. So the Peter New was actually in my country and at a con. I was there, and I got to sit there and compliment on him on his hat and whatnot. Meanwhile, that episode hadn't aired yet, but he'd done it, so he couldn't talk about it. And he was searching for things to talk about, anything but the new episode which hadn't aired. And I'm thinking, you sturdy stop out! You couldn't give us anything. You were sitting on this gold. You sung. Oh, it's gold. Oh, anyway, so the poor dude, poor guy, had to sit there and take it from the bronies. If only they had known. He's got that eye. It's like, if only you knew. You know our talent. Oh, this place would be on fire. You got the music in you, and yeah. So he sings in that one. And it's pretty good. They sing the same song over and over again, but I did like it. I did like that singing. So yeah, it's not all bad. Just keep Pinky away from it. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, Internet. I like Pinky.
Well, on that note, I'm sure you've answered this before, but for the one person who doesn't know you as well, who is your favorite My Little Pony character, main six or otherwise, and why?
Kind of name is Steve anyway. But my favorite pony character. I don't know why Spike rings true in my mind. I like Spike. My favorite of all characters of the main six, just of the main six,
or otherwise,
main
either
six
way.
Or otherwise.
I really, it's Twilight or Rarity. It's one of those two. I think of the main six is probably I'm the most like both of those characters. I can identify with the obsessive compulsiveness and the magics, the fashionista, and all of that vanity of the creative soul of rarity. So it's like, can I choose they tie for first place?
The one who was the unicorn and has purple in her mane. Can we go with that?
The pretty purple unicorn with pink in her mane. Yeah. Yeah. Is that what you're referring to?
Sort of. I was more just
Well,
saying that they both have purple in their mane. You could kind of get
great.
away with the unicorn that.
Oh, well, hey, one's an Alex now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Well, that's why I tried
now.
with
You thought you were making a reference to his videos.
Sort of. I make subconscious
Mr.
references.
Critic knows.
No, I knew what you were referencing.
Anyway, yeah. So there's but non-regular characters. I guess. Bruh, I didn't know. I didn't. It's odd. Well, I've been doing this retrospective that should be coming out sometime next decade. On the Mayor Do Well, and I know it's an aggregate of all the main 5, possibly 6, and so they could be like, it's like that would be the perfect character, would it not? And I want it to come back. I want the Mayor Do Well to return, and how awesome would that be if they had an excuse to be this omnipresent superhero to flummox a bad guy, like a legitimate bad guy. What a great idea that is.
Or maybe the Murderville comes back and none of the main 6 are.
Whoa! Yeah, it's like some sort of Shyamalan thing. It's like there's a monster out there and it's not us. Who is it? Superhero? Oh no!
Oh, what a twist!
It's the Dull Boy played by Adrian Brody. Ah! Yeah. So, yeah, I just like the Medu because you think about in that episode, she's the everything that a great superhero should be. Modest, is always there on time, knows exactly what to do, responsible and modest, and that's it. Pachow, out of there. And so that's like in itself a moral for the kiddies. It's a very subtle moral for the kiddies. Don't sit around and be a glory hound, Rainbow Dash. Be like the Mayor Do Well. So it's surprising. No Mayor Do Well figurines, as far as I know.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I don't think there are any. I mean,
a character that Hasbro hasn't capitalized on with
exactly.
A figure?
Get on it, Hasbro. What are you doing? You let me down. You let the team down. You let the whole school down. You're very disappointed.
They're losing money. And you can't
Seriously,
lose money.
untapped market there, eh? I suppose they took a look at the ratings for the episode. I was like,
yeah, probably.
Nobody liked it. Oh, dang.
We had these toys already, but
the toys that they come up with are just bizarre. Anyway, I mean, I have a Luna somewhere here who is like white with the rainbow rock, not rainbow rocks, rainbow power Luna, rainbow power Luna. Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like design your own, and she's white. Why is Luna white or very very pale gray? What that she's not that color? Rumor has it that they're gonna change her color. Last I heard, because the kids, they don't like the dark blue. That didn't test well. Well, all right.
She's gorgeous.
Silly focus groups. They don't know what
I'm
they're
dirty racists.
They're clearly not talking to the right bronies.
Exactly. Very loving and tolerant of all colors.
Anyway, next question.
Yes.
What do you think of the whole brony thing, as it were? And what in your opinion was the main factors leading to all the whole popular culture thing?
Yeah, it's pretty strange.
Basically, what do you think of the bronies, and why do you think they're popular?
We're having an identity crisis. We don't know why we exist.
Are you serious? I'll sit on my lap and I'll tell you all about it. I mean, sit on my couch and the good doctor is in. He's a good guy. The brony things. It's like, speaking of Dr. Wolf, go listen to his thanks to the Brownie Hood and you'll kind of hear why. You know, it's bronies. What I think of them, some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. If you ever have the chance of meeting them in real life. That you know, they're all big kids, even the responsible adults. You know, they are among the very young at heart, and there seems to be very few places on the internet where people who are decent and young at heart can congregate and enjoy something. You know, they all sit around a topic that grabs them, and so the Brownie Hood in general, like the whole show, the way the show relates to a community of people who are kind of otherwise disenfranchised. Is that a word still? The kids still using that word. And they congregate and talk this show and make fan art and so on, and it's provided them a great out. And I've seen some really life affirming, joyous things from these people. So I think they're great, and I'm pretty sure the fandom is a natural consequence of, you know, very good timing and very good writing. You know, the show is much better than it needed to be, or, you know, it was much better than it needed to be. I'll get on to what they've done to it later, I'm sure, but it certainly, you know, stands up, and it's sort of, you know, in my mind, fixed a problem that we've a lot of us have had, especially if you're my generation, growing up in the 80s with the old shows. There was a time when there weren't really no good kids cartoon shows. I mean, with the exception, they were pretty much. They were the cancer. Let's be honest. And one of the worst offenders was My Little Pony. You look at this show and you're thinking, this is just awful. They are just broken, and their morals are in the, you know, Bass Ackwood's kind of conceit that ends up being the exact opposite of civilized. You know, those kinds of shows, like those well-meaning but totally oblivious PSAs that you know, you're just, I got it from watching you, all right, you know, that kind of thing. That's what they were built on. And you're watching this. If you're a boy growing up, as I was back then, watching this program, you think to yourself, why would anyone watch this program? Yet the girls, they're watching this program. Therefore, girls must be stupid. Are girls stupid? And I grew up with this cognitive dissonance. We've got girls who, every girl I know is reasonably intelligent, just no better or worse than anyone else, really. My sister's probably smarter than me, yet she's watching the Pony program, and everyone's watching all the girls I know are watching the Pony program. The boys have decent shows. The boys they got the Voltron and the friggin', you know, Transformers and G.I. Joe and He-Man and so on. Shows that are allowed, it seems, to have conflict in them, real, genuine conflict, which means, you know, people, you know, even they're just giant robots punching each other, it's still conflict, which means you got to write some resolution to that. But the girls' programs would, because the suits in marketing decided that you can't make a show for little girls that depicts any actual conflict, any real consequence. You can't have any bloodletting, you can't have any serious stakes, and so it came up with this really milquetoast, average stuff, pabulum that kind of led me to look at girls kind of strangely. It's like, why? I don't get it. So along comes people like Lindsay Ellis, the nostalgia chick. She's my hero. I love her. She's one of my favorite analysts anywhere. And she's explaining. She's got her friend Nella in one of her episodes. You got to check out her My Little Pony review if you can. And she reviews like classic shows. Yeah, the classic My Little Pony. And she's got that same look on her face. It's like, what is this? How could anyone watch this? And she asks her friend Nella, who actually still has all her My Little Pony toys. And her friend Nella goes crazy for them. She pulls them out and she starts playing with. This is a girl in her 20s, moving on to 30s, and she's playing with the My Little Ponies, and she's recreating the joy she experienced with the toys when she was a child. And it's then that I think Lindsay Ellis comes up with this fantastic solution. She's like, girls kind of watched the program, but it wasn't about the program. It was about the toys. They were making their own fantasies in their own head with the toys, which were deemed acceptable for them. And it's like, they were deemed acceptable by crusty old marketing executives, and so the girls would buy what's cool for girls to buy. They would make these fantasy worlds that were 10 times more entertaining than the TV show, and that kind of explains it. Unfortunately, one of them grows up, gets into a position where she's making cartoons for people, and she's, that pony program stood better. And she actually uses her old fantasies that she used when she was a kid to make a better version, a real show out of it. And when the whole world takes a look at this show, we're like, especially the guys, we're like, you mean it doesn't need to suck? It can be a nice thing. It can be sweet and gentle and wonderful and humble and cute and have great morals, and it doesn't have to suck. The two are not mutually exclusive or whatever. They can coincide. Hallelujah! And in that moment, you realize that it's not the girl's fault, it's the stupid studio's fault, and they suck, and yeah, let's just hold on to this for a while, Let's just protect this. And that's how I conquered India.
I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, sorry. That's my take on it. And when you come to it, it's like, how did it come? Once it started gaining fame, and gaining notability or notoriety, and 4chan, and the rest is history. That better people than I, let's say, have gone into great detail in cataloging. I highly recommend Neil X's Elements of Brownie docu-web series thing. I've been in a few of those episodes, and he talks about it. He talks how a little bit how it's exploded everywhere. It became a big thing among, of all people, the Team Fortress people. Over in Valve, the Valve service, ponies became big over there. It was just they start having their own service to the point where Valve themselves are recognizing it. I don't know, do you ever see any of that stuff?
Not a lot.
Well, like I think there was like a unicorn hat.
There's lots of that. There's the balloonicorn for the pyro. But more tellingly is that some of the Halloween costumes you could buy in Halloween taunts.
I saw some of those at a Comic Con I was at last month.
The balloonicorn, yeah.
The balloonicorn, but like one of the taunts for the heavy is he's one of his outfits is this pretty princess. And he's the big Russian guy, Mishka, the heavy weapons guy. And I am heavy weapons guy. And I am pretty princess. And he's got this magic wand and a tiara. And you can get on YouTube and look for it if you can. Pretty Princess Heavy or something like that. And it has all his lines of dialogue. And the best one of all is, I am the pretty princess. Friendship is stupid magic. That's the stuff.
Valve are silly.
Give Heavy all your teeth now. It's so good. And that it exploded there, and exploded in 4chan, and it became a big deal on all the art places, on Tumblr, on DeviantArt, and then of course you got Dusty Cat, the manliest brony in the universe, and it's like, oh well, he's pretty manly, so let's it's okay for big men to be pretty princesses. Yeah.
Okay.
Next question.
Is there a character that you would like to see get more development in the coming seasons?
More development? Oh, that's a loaded question, isn't it? That's that's a hot button. That's a trigger question, ain't it? Everyone has their pet character they want more development for.
But like I said, nobody's gonna care because no one comments on my videos.
Ha. No, don't say it ain't so. I will make them.
It's true.
Give Heavy all your comments now. Oh gosh. So which character would I like to see have more razzle dazzle for the old plot? As in story plot. There is there. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see a little bit more of Spike. Spike's backstory and whatnot. I like Spike. and I'd like to see like, is he going to be a baby forever? You know, it's always troubling when you have kid characters in a show and they're locked into the status quo. You're right. This show doesn't seem to be as bad as something like The Simpsons or Family Guy or whatever, but it's got that status quo that kind of staples everyone where they are and locks them into their age bracket. We haven't seen any birthday parties as far as I can tell. You know, I mean, to someone that it would matter, like Spike or he did have a birthday, didn't he?
Yeah.
But it's like he's supposed to be a baby dragon. How many hundreds of years do we have to wait for him to get bigger? You know, that kind of thing. Will he ever get bigger? It's unlikely, and so I'd like them to shake that up a bit. You know, perhaps a little more of Applejack, because we still don't know her deal. Why is she operating her family's farm? Why is she operating her family's farm? What happened to her parents? You know, what's the deal there? As in backstory and so on. And
I do not think it's something that the show will ever address because it's just too heavy a subject.
it's terrible.
I can always hope.
It's not good enough, I tell you. And good old Scootaloo. Everyone was hoping for Scootaloo, weren't they? They were hoping that there would be a great handy, capable person episode of My Little Pony, but it's they kind of sort of did, but it wasn't quite what everyone was hoping for, if I'm not mistaken. Don't know about that one. Don't know, but it would be something. See some more of that business. Some more. I don't mind it when the show handles the heavier issues. In fact, I wish it would a little bit more. If I have any one request from Hasbro is basically, you know what? Can we have another show that's for the grown-ups? Can we have an After Dark show that has a little more of the epic? You know what? You can keep your day-to-day, daily slice of life stuff and put it on in your kids' bracket so that nothing ever changes and it's always the status quo, and it only deals with the characters who never seem to go anywhere. But for the great big epic mind-melting season finale, shock and awe, spectacular stuff that just completely blows your mind and you can't wait till there's more, and it's like sitting around like it's Game of Thrones and you have to know why. That would be cool.
Yes.
Another show, please. Yes. Anyway, my one request. Chisel it on my tombstone.
It's like one request: be Avatar.
Be Avatar. Yes, another show I've got to get around to watching. Or be Gravity
You
Falls.
haven't. I thought you basically quintessentially described Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the big need to know what's going on at the edge of your seat finale. Pretty much
man.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I didn't follow the nostalgia critic. I didn't. I don't know why, because I hate pirating stuff personally. I mean, I just something personal pet thing I don't do. I don't pirate per se. So I don't keep up with the program. I don't buy new media when I'm trying to make stuff. So I didn't follow the nostalgia critic. That's the main reason I didn't follow the nostalgia critics, like vlogs. Like, he wanted to review the Shyamalan movie apparently, so he started and he didn't know nothing about Avatar: The Last Airbender. What is this business? So he sat himself down with his brother and whatnot, and they sat down and every day we're gonna watch an episode of Avatar, and he made himself to fall in love with the TV show so that he could properly review the movie.
Yeah.
Shyamalan. And that's pretty epic. But I should have, in retrospect, I should have sat down there with him and watched an episode a day and brought myself up to speed. That and probably Gravity Falls too. Yeah.
That too.
Gravity Falls. It's the best
It's
show.
best. Yes, I'm going to heavily advertise.
Show.
One of my closest friends is a storyboard artist on that show, so I have been working my way to get everybody I know to fall in love with the show.
Oh, cool! That's very cool.
Oh, and
Give her more money.
everyone knows that I'll watch anything if you ask. So I watched
I'm not
The
allowed
Last
to give.
Airbender.
I'm not allowed to give out spoilers, although I may have some.
Anyway, speaking of hot button issues, like we were saying earlier, I A Candlelit Wedding.
You knew that was coming.
Yeah. Was your opinion in the episode the review your actual raw opinion, or was it exaggerated in any way?
Oh, screaming into the camera. That's exaggerated, but I tell you, it's pretty genuine. It's pretty genuine. There's a lot of stuff that, a lot of opinions that Tommy Oliver and I had to sort of, we swapped around whose opinion was what. So in order for the best effect for the balance of the piece, so that we're concocting this ending and so on, there's a bit of a to-do in that business, but it's generally how we both felt, was all of our raw opinions included. So yeah, and it's one of those episodes that keeps on giving if you keep watching it. If you want to review something with a critical eye, and it's one of those episodes that keeps on giving, because very little in it makes any sense, and trying to figure out just where and why, how did they do that? How did they get it so badly wrong? Yeah, it's definitely my genuine opinion. But the good thing about it is I don't hate it. I don't hate it anymore. It's not enough to. When it first came out, it really was enough to kick me out of the fandom. I was like, why? Oh, it's cancer again. Oh, it's the 80s all over again. Okay, I have no reason to be here. You just botched it. That's it. I'm out. And I was like, no, hang on, because I was halfway through reviewing His Magic 2. I'm like, I can't let it go. I'll finish this, and then I'll promise to do the next one. It's like, I have to just review this damn thing. So yeah, and just get it all out of my system.
I did a review of A Candlelit Wedding.
Oh!
I didn't.
This is nice.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best episode in the world. Let's face it.
I liked it.
You liked it? Well, you're lucky. You sit over there. We're going to put you in the pony now. Sit over there with the pointy hat on. It's fine. I didn't mind the first episode. To be honest, it's a two-parter. I didn't mind the first. It's always the same way, though. When there's a two-parter, the setup's fine. It's like they're throwing them balls in the air. So they could land anywhere. They'd have a trouble catching them. But the first half, usually fine. It has a great song in it that I still love to this day.
Yeah.
Big Brother, Best Friend Forever. It's so sweet. It's one of those songs that's like, you don't know what you've got until it's gone. Gather your rosebuds while ye may. Gather ye rosebuds. What that thing. Appreciate life while you got it, because it's gone. You don't know if you miss. You don't know how badly you'll miss it. And that always gets me. So I love it. But yeah, there's stuff to appreciate. I never mentioned this. I never got a chance to mention this. But I'm one of the rare people that loves the design of Cadence, right? She may have been an Alicorn for no reason, but I liked how she looked. I love that svelte look. I love the pink. I love the hair. I love the horns and there. I love all that stuff. She's just a gorgeous design. And Chrysalis as well. They made an evil, dastardly, clearly corrupt character, beautiful to behold, and yet so she's rotten away at the same time, and I don't know how they do that. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Evil, sexy, dirty, rotten evilness. Yeah,
that's one of the main things that keeps me attached to the show, all the Greek mythology and all those creatures. It just really interests me.
Yeah. That was. They did try, don't they? They definitely give it a shot. I think references to Tartarus and Cerberus and Pegasi, of course. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, and with the new Rainbow Rocks movie, they had all sirens and stuff.
Sirens that were people can't buy, and yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's all very cool. I'm sorry. I must confess I've not seen Rainbow Rocks. I should. At time of recording, I've not seen it.
Spoilers.
But right now it doesn't appeal to me. I felt like the first movie, this is I have no idea why they're making this. There is no plausible reason. That even the show creators aren't making any sense when they say that they made it because of all the fan art. that they were getting the humanized, anthropomorphized, anthropomorphized fan art of pony humans that they were getting. I'm like, yeah, okay. I did a quick Google search, tells me that any of that art equals about a tenth. A tenth of the massive quantities of shipping and extraneous extra art and Fallout Equestria stuff, all of the mature stuff that people want. There's stuff people want leagues beyond any kind of anthropomorphic human pony human world episode. That makes no sense. I couldn't figure out why I was watching it, and when I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, I feel like I'm being tricked into watching Cancer.
I think you should watch it, if only for the reason that it's better than the first one.
It's better than the first one.
I've heard that a lot. I've heard that a lot, so I probably should. The first movie was fairly ordinary. I can't say it was hateable. It was just, like, you get to the end part and you see the place is blown up, wrecked by this evil monster from another dimension, right? And it's wrecked. And then a good, technically, monster from another dimension comes and magics the thing away with rainbows, and the place is still broken, by the way. She hasn't used her powers to fix the place. No, they're going to leave the fixing of the place to the bad guy / girl who has been removed, has had all those powers removed, demonic powers removed from her. So we see a shot of her, and this sums up my entire experience of that movie. We see this shot of her, of this teenage girl, apparently, brick mortar, fixing the school that she just blew up by hand herself, and you're like, where are the police? Okay, where are the rescue and fire patrol? Where are the construction workers and engineers that you would need to properly secure that much damage? It makes no. We're gonna get the student. This is your detention, lass.
And there's obviously police.
You've let me down. You've let the whole school down.
Because in the short with Vinyl, there was a police officer.
Yeah, that's right. There's police. Somebody called the police.
Well, he was a crossing guard.
Goes into school.
So there's no actual law enforcement. There's just rainbows.
just magic.
Just rainbows.
Just magic and friendship, that is all you need.
Let the rainbow.
Tell you what. Maybe if I watch Rainbow Rocks, I'll do a Pony Cinema Sins thing of it.
Maybe. You're all
That's all I got in me. I don't care. I just seriously can't care for this extra universe. If you're going to do an extra universe thing, have it be the Crystal Empire episodes or something. Take us away, Fox. Take it away. Not to the human world, because we are humans, and it's freaking boring here.
That's why we want to watch ponies.
Yeah, exactly.
Next question.
Okay,
yes.
So it says here, speaking of a Canterlot wedding, but I think that topic was a couple topics ago.
Yeah.
Right.
The theory in which Luna was the real evil villain. Did you come up with that, or was that Tommy's theory?
I would normally never spoil the secret, except Tommy's consistently given it back to me. That it was my idea. I had this fantastic, this cute idea to do a Usual Suspects reveal, and I thought, that would be fun. 8 months later. The coordination. It was lovely how it all came together, though. And thank God. I'm sitting here chewing my nails. Maybe it won't work. No, it did work.
Can't imagine working on a collab for 8 months.
Yeah,
most I've ever done is like 3.
3, yeah, wow. And that's enough. It probably would have taken a lot less time. But when we first started out, I, believe it or not, had more subscribers than Tommy. I had double the subscribers he had. I had 800.
I have 170.
And it's there you are. Yeah, don't worry, we'll inflate them to all hell. But so it sort of like started out, and it became this thing where he took off in popularity. He's like all over the shop. He has 101 different things to do, And so, and meanwhile, I'm just methodically taking my time, and slow and steady wins the race. And he's all over the place. I'll get your art to you tomorrow. Don't worry. It's okay, man. Calm down. Relax. We'll get there.
Speaking of lots and lots of success, which is kind of... I wouldn't really want that, to be honest. It sounds really stressful.
Success!
Who wants it?
It ain't bad.
So anyway, you've gotten a lot of success, like doing this whole reviewing business.
Thank you.
And with that, like I said, comes a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. Is that something that's ever become like an issue for you?
When it's, I think when there's money involved, there is. A while ago, I like the better part of a year ago, I started Patreon site, and that's really amazing me. It amazed me. My patrons are super sweet and lovely, wonderful people. Oh, they're just the best. No, they really are, and it's like. But there's a kind of an expectancy there. There's a pressure. Suddenly the pressure's on, and it feels like, oh, every month I've got to do this thing. I've got to make with the funny, and it feels like that's where it gets like, is the next video that I'm going to make be enough? Will it be enough to please them? Will it be enough to please me? And it becomes a monthly thing. That's probably the only real stress. But I'm constantly amazed again by the patience of the people who are prepared to donate money to see my little dog and pony show.
If only Silver Quills fans were so patient.
Yeah, Silver Quills fans. Yeah, well, see, he's quite the entertainer. They'd be patient for him.
Patient for you.
Only spoke.
I'm still waiting on Star Trek Part 2. So.
Oh no, negative Nelly.
I'll just sit here forever. It's fine.
Very patient. Well, I do actually want to bring back Nelly. I've been working on her quite a bit recently, so she's too much. She's too good a character to shelve for long. And I thought, well, there's plenty of pony content to talk about. How can I blend that sort of review into what I was doing with Nelly? And I've been trying to squeeze her in there here and there. But I think it's time to bring her back full-fledged. I'm going to give it a shot, actually. So you've heard it here second, if you on my Twitter feed. Yeah. As for Star Trek 2, though, they're like the review. It's like that was a big months long project, and like a lot of months long project, like say, for example, proper reviewing is magic. That takes quite a while and quite a lot of concerted effort. That kind of gets in the way of a monthly update. And I try to let these things gestate over time, but it takes a lot longer. And because I've been focusing on the pony stuff, and I've got so much extra pony stuff to talk about in bigger, longer reviews, Nelly just got pushed aside, and we wrote. I took a look at it recently. We wrote the whole Star Trek 2009 review. My sister and I wrote that whole thing in its entirety. So somewhere deep within the dark recesses of my hard drive, there is the rest of that review. But we took a look. We had to break it up into two halves because it's so much work. But we took a look at the second half, and it's much bigger. It'd be a 20-minute thing, and it's like, maybe one day, if anyone still cares about the J.J. Abrams Trek universe. You do?
There's one Trekkie brony still out there that cares.
It may be.
I watched the second movie. It wasn't good.
What?
The second movie.
I didn't like it.
Oh! Benedict Cumberbatch is awesome. Do not listen to this either.
Oh, no. Oh, you mean it's Star Trek into darkness? Oh, did they trek into darkness? Good name. Good name for a Star Trek movie. But Benedict Cumberbatch? Spoilers?
Not spoilers. It was the
God.
worst spoiler in the world.
Oh no, it's the J.J. Abrams Mystery Box, isn't it? They stuck Khan Noonien Singh in there. You can't do that. Oh dear. Yeah. Well, yes. There's another thing. They've got to get the angry bunny around too.
Next question.
One day.
He's got
One
other
day.
things he should be animating.
Other things. Animating. Indeed.
So,
I am not ashamed to say I've watched your videos for a long time.
Yay! Thank you.
almost
I
ever
love
since
you.
almost ever since I've been a part of the fandom, basically.
All
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
cool. You know what? I did the Star Trek 2009, and I was like, that way back, and I made references to SF Debris, who was a very big hamster in this wheel, the reviewing wheel for Star Trek and nerd culture and so on. I'm like, I made a reference to SFB. I wonder if he'll watch it. I'm like, no, he doesn't care. Fine. And I'm like, okay, who else do I like? I was like, Confused Matthew. I'll make a reference to Confused Matthew. And finally, Confused Matthew commented on my thing. I make a little statue like I did the Twilight Kingdom review. The little statue is a picture of a Confused Matthew's face. He's another reviewer you should definitely check out. And you should definitely watch his Star Trek Into Darkness review because it's amazing.
Hmm.
And and he finally commented on it. And then I'm like, okay, he's just basically, okay, hand over the statue now. Shh, don't ask, just hand it over. I'm like, oh yes, Confused Matthew, watch it. Yeah, I like you. Yeah. And then he found the Star Trek review. And he's like, this is the best Star Trek 2009 review ever made. I'm like, yeah. That was a good day. Yeah, he watches Nelly.
Yay.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So what do you believe is the most important aspect of being a reviewer?
I should probably tell you it's a good microphone. Seriously, if anyone wants to be a reviewer, make sure you've got the mic. I mean, if you've got the charisma and the jokes and the comedy that you can bolster yourself up in other areas. It becomes like a well-oiled machine. If something breaks down, other parts can sort of compensate for it. But a good microphone that's your mouthpiece. That's really what the world sees you through. I mean, it's like the difference between looking through a clear, beautiful, perfectly polished window and factory windows. It doesn't matter who's standing on the other side. It doesn't matter Brad Pitt's standing on the other side. He's ending up looking like F the Arties from 300 through bad factory windows. And that's your voice expressed through a bad microphone. So get yourself a good mic. It's so important. Otherwise, I'd say just be entertaining if you can. If you can make people laugh, if you can make people cry, if you can entertain people, even if you're making terrible points, they'll put up with you.
Yeah,
I'd like to take this moment.
I am not entertaining in my videos.
I'd like to
At
take
all.
this moment to say that my usual microphone is dead at the moment. So.
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
It's taking a nap anyway.
I just see a lot of people all over YouTube like being all entertaining and stuff, and I'm just sitting over in my corner with just my reviews. No like jokes, no fluff, just reviews.
Just reviews. It doesn't matter if that's your thing. Then you've got to. That's when you do it for yourself. Imagine you're doing it for yourself more than anyone else.
Yep.
It's the only way to go. It really is, because a lot of people who are just starting out, they want help, or they want to know how it's done. They want the quick and easy. They want the cheat sheet, basically. And there are little things that I can tell you to make it easier. But this has got to be enjoyable for you. It's just got to be a catharsis for you. It's got to be that thing, because you're devoting your time to it. You're devoting time you could be spending playing Team Fortress 2 and Heavy and enjoying his tiny little tutu. You could be doing anything else in your downtime than going through all the heartache and brain ache that it takes to make something for the internet.
Mhm.
So find your niche, find that space where it's good for you. It's good, it's something you find enjoyable.
Mm.
That's my advice.
I don't find writing jokes natural for me, so I just review. I've
Ah,
been working on it for 9 months already.
there you are. Well, it's
Time
it's
flies
something
when you're being brony.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you are.
Even for me, I work best when I'm bouncing off of someone. So when I'm doing a review on my own, it's not particularly entertaining.
Well, you're very entertaining. You're entertaining to me. And really, isn't all that all that matters?
Yes.
That's the only thing that counts.
Like I said, I'm a knockoff Digibro,
Everybody's a knockoff, did you?
but without the anime.
Yeah, without the negative repercussions.
Yeah, because
Hi, kid.
I'm just reviewer. I'm not an entertainer. I'm a reviewer. So anyway, next question. What is it that motivates you to review all this and do all your videos, and what is the driving force behind your channel?
I think I put it actually on the channel, to be honest. Spectacle, fantasy, shenanigans. I think that's what spectacle and fantasy. I love that putting something together when it all comes together and can move you. When it moves me. I'm listening to some music and I think, oh, that'll be great in this part of the review. If I'm reviewing something, it's usually because I've got something poignant to say. I've pointed something out that no one else has commented on yet, and especially when it comes to something like the Pony Show, it's something like, again, it's something I want to protect because it's the antidote to the old '80s program. It's a much better thing. It is a far better thing than we have seen in cartoon land before, and something I want to defend. But it's like quite often something truly dire to my sensibilities. Something truly milk toast will happen. So the writers will cop out on something, or they simply won't get it, or the show breaks itself. It falls flat on its face, and I have to point out. I just have to hang a lantern on it because it's very difficult to tout a TV show as a bastion of quality writing when the writing isn't quality. So I'm like, this is getting my goat. I have to say my piece, and I feel like, it doesn't. I may cop a lot of flack for being negative a lot of the time, but that's cool. I understand it. I understand people's frustration, and it's not my problem though. It's the show, and I feel like so long as I point out those moments where the show has actually not done its job, I can say safely the rest of the show is good. I recognize that it's not perfect, but I clearly recognize where it's not perfect. Just watch my review, but the rest of it is a fairly decent escapade. So that's definitely why I'd make a review of something. But really, I'm just trying to entertain. Trying to make with the magics. The magics. So it's really pretty sweet when I love sticking music in things. That's my thing, is to punctuate a point or to give it that emotional content. If you can give something emotional content, then you've done what Bruce Lee would say, emotional content. You can actually it becomes very sweet. Whether you're doing kung fu or making a review of content, emotional content.
Which are really the same thing anyway.
When you break it down, isn't it all the same? Wait, we've got to express yourself. Da, 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 da.
Alright, well, that's all the questions I've got written down. So
There we are.
Yay.
That was easy, and it only took an hour.
Alright, thank you for watching or listening to the interview, whatever you're doing.
Wait a minute, I haven't asked you questions yet.
Wait, what?
It's my turn.
You what?
What's your social security number?
Oh, heck no.
Tell me your exact address and sexual preference. It's been a pleasure.
I'd answer those just for a
Super fun.
joke, but I don't know 2/3 of those questions.
I like the pony. I like the ponies. I don't know.
Alright.
What
Thanks
you think
for
the plot?
Thanks for watching the interview. If you haven't gone to see Antony C's channel, then what the hell are you doing
that
here?
One guy. That one guy,
Go and what?
Steve.
Go and visit the channel. Go and subscribe because I know I am. It'll be in the description. I'm the Ponyville Critic.
I'm Sweetie Bloom.
And I'm Antony C. Goofball extraordinaire.
Yeah, thank you for watching.